Hello everyone, Kenty Tiger here with Bengali Engineering and Play. We are back and roaming around in No Man's Sky, or rather continuing our roam around. So one of the things I've discovered here, if you remember from the last episode, is I tried to warp the freighter in, and we crashed. So the good news is I've got the game running again. The bad news is that every time I warp the freighter in, it crashes. So I revisited some of the mods, just trying to play and see if that was the cause. Apparently not. So I am still have not discovered what the cause there is. So we clearly have more aspects of my save game. So I'm not blaming this on the game at all. So my save game being messed up to the point where I apparently have no more access to my freighter, which is kind of sad. I like having the freighter because it's a nice, great, big, huge storage thing. So most likely what I am going to do, because I have been so long in playing the game, um, then I really wanted to just kind of rediscover what the game is all about. And I've kind of done that, kind of. So I've played with things that I have not played with before, which has been a lot of fun. I had never before experienced the Exocraft mod or the Exocraft update, the Pathfinder portion of the update. So that was really neat. Getting to see a lot of that has just been a lot of fun. So anyway, on this planet, the discovery is. In fact, let me go ahead and go there and just show you. Pictures worth 1,000 words, right? So we have discovered 11 of 14 species. So we really are on the search for 3 more. It is a bit of a challenge, so I do have the commoner rare species mod on. I think it was rare species. Commoner, I'm still having trouble stumbling over that word. But anyway, so the only downside to that mod that I can tell is it just puts a boatload of creatures on the screen. As you can see around us here, there are creatures in every direction, just a plethora of creatures here. So when you go into your visor, you can just see the whole universe is green. Obviously, we have some dots around, but definitely a whole lot of green on the screen. So the plus side is that this mod, if there's any one thing that this mod does for us, there are certain creatures that only come out during the day. There are certain creatures that only come out during the night. So one of the things that this mod professes to do is to have all of the creatures out, not necessarily in front of you, but out somewhere on the planet during the day and the night. So it basically removes that daylight, nightlight kind of a thing, which is I think a good thing. I've spent an awful lot of time just because of my OCD. When I land on a planet and there is actually flora and fauna, I want to discover all of them. Um, so I have a very hard time marching away from them, from the planets, even when frustratingly I get to, in this case, there's 14 species that I have to discover, and I'm on 13, and I've been there for 4 hours or something like that. It's very frustrating. I hate to abandon something when I have so much time invested, but the law of futility does apply. There's a certain point where you have to say, okay, I've been here long enough, I'm just wasting time now. So as they say, so be it. It is one of the realities of this particular game. So, anyway, having said all that, there's one mod that I wanted to put in that I forgot. So there's it's called Time Lord, Um, and there's actually one that I think is called Weather Gods or something like that. Um, so the point of both of those mods is to control the environment. So they adjust environment variables. The Time Lord one, you can load one that is you're always in the nighttime or you're always in the daytime. Um, so I prefer adventuring during the day because I can see stuff. I know it's reality that the sun comes and goes. There is daylight and there is nighttime, but when you're discovering and everything, I like to really see what I'm doing, and you can obviously see a whole lot more during the daylight. So I kind of wanted to put that mod on, and I did not. So kind of continuing on here. So one of the other things, which is what we were doing into my log here. So loot planetary depots, I have not done that one yet. Passing the baton, deliver the goods to a secure depot. Proceed to the target location, which may actually be up in the sky. Don't know about that one. There was, I think, one of these. So this was the one I was on. Kill predatory creatures. Oh, maybe this crashed before I... So I think this is only one that I need to kill. And then this is 12. So parcel, I think this one is outside of the solar system I'm in. Giant encounter, and this is more destroying of sentinels. Invisible wanderer, so that one I've done, and that one I've done. So we're really just destroying sentinels, and we can kind of fabricate mechanisms to make them escalate up into... Ultimately, you need those tier 2 and tier 3 sentinels to come after you. The elite combat units, which is the quadruped unit, or the I guess bipedal, we can call them, because they are a two-legger thing. Very Star Wars-ish creature there. So the one that I think we're really working on are these two, the Cleanse of Death and the Sanctity of Nature. So we're looking for predators. This is actually where I ended up landing, and unfortunately I did not save. So this should come, yeah, kill predatory creatures, 0 of 1. So all I need to do is kill one, but the other one will increment at the same time, which is actually 12. So what I really have to do is find said predatory creatures. And there were a few around here, but unfortunately the predators are not extremely common, although I wish they were. Alright, so we... okay, that was not an entire... that was me pressing the wrong button, which caused a crash in something else, not the game. Alright. So all arrow keys are not created equal, which is really what the problem here was. I think that is predator right there. There was only like 2 or 3 these little cat things with the feathers on their back. So pretty. Pretty, is that a good word? Pretty. Nope. Okay, that one's not a predator. I don't like them. Fortunately, you don't get credit for those things. That is the same thing. So there were, when I was playing this before, there were actually 2 of these. So these guys are predators here. I just want to make sure I'm only shooting it. Alright, so there's that one. So in this case, what we can do here is escalate a little bit. We'll end up with one of... So what I'm going to do here, so the drone is inbound over here, kind of stuck apparently. And it is going to analyze, and then, so it is radioing in. Already, okay, so it has escalated that one. So this one has a little circle thing going slowly. I've got my shield, shadow shield. Takes damage, but see. So what I'm gonna do, he's transmitting now. This should escalate to a number 3, and then we'll end up with a single. So once this escalates to level 3 here, then they'll deploy the elite Sentinel unit, which the first one there is, there we go. Now we're at 3. So we'll keep that one, and then somewhere, well, it was, oh, well, oops. Okay, so that was kind of a waste of time. Supposed to, oh, I didn't even realize this was here. I don't know if this one is deep enough to actually have aquatic. Apparently it is. So we may have another thing of life over here. It's all fine and dandy. Things that I was wanting to do is actually get onto this. So we see now that this one is complete because it was only one. So I should have one of 12. So in this case, I'm going to shoot this guy, which just made that 2 of 12, which is exactly what I wanted. There we go. Try and see if this escalates some more. It may or may not. We'll try and do this again. I probably, what happened is I killed these guys before it actually deployed to say the elite drone. So there's reinforcements. We'll shoot him. That guy is there. This guy is here. So I'll basically shoot one of them, shoot one there. The trick is that you have to have one of them that has not been destroyed, so he can radio into his brethren and send more. So once he reaches the top of his little circle, which is almost there, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So he's going to start transmitting, saying, hey, this thing is not dying, I need some help. Then we should escalate to level 3. I'm going to not be an idiot this time and wait for the unit. There we go. So we are escalated to level 3. There we go. Okay, I see the laser. Okay, so that was really what I wanted, was the elite unit, which is down here. Unfortunately, it's going to mess up my my scanning. So here's why. So we got those guys, we've got these guys, which may actually be all of them. Yes, indeed. So we do have now 2 aquatics that came up, but this guy, this elite sentinel, actually shows up as a life form. Okay, so let's go back to, we should have 2 there, which we knew about. Discoveries, we actually had 2 more aquatic life, so what I'm going to do is cheat and use the upload. So we are now 13 and 14 species. Looking at this, so that one is flying, and that one is on the ground. So we very well could have another flying creature that we have not seen. These obviously are 2 aquatic type creatures, and there may be more of them as well. So it's really hard to tell. Alright, so very productive to be over here. Got another predator, which was cool. So again, the red beacon there at the bottom is a little bit misleading because it is a sentinel. Alright, so I guess back up. The other option is maybe a cave dweller, possibly. So let's go back up. Upside here. Storm. Oops. Nothing else but thankfully I have my, okay, how is this? All good there. The starship, which is right next to me, has virtually nothing in it, which is a good thing. This was actually very intentional. Iron, which fills pulse engine. There we go. That's the one that was iron. So I wanted to keep a bunch of iron, and I think thamium. Any of the other ones just take isotopes. Other than the launch thruster takes only plutonium. So I really do need to collect some plutonium. Warp cells, how many warp cells do you really need? So I could actually sell those. Trophium is a new element since I played last, but it is, as it says there, a rare element that is released from the incapacitated engines of defeated starships. So it's actually a thing that when you're in combat you get this, and then not extremely valuable, but hey, it's something, right? Nanite boosters there. So the Viking dagger and the Gra are because I'm still in Viking territory. So these become trade items that I can use. A lot of times you use these as a gift. And by giving these, you will raise yourself 1 point in standing. So if you need points for standing, collect these things. You find them in the green containers as you roam around, and they'll help you with your standing. Because every time you give one as a gift, you'll go up in standing with that raise. And these are not unique to the Viking. There are other items with both the Gek. You see, I think, I'm trying to remember what the Gek was. I think the fascination bead is one of them with the Gek, and there was basically the Gek's drugs. I can't remember what the drugs are called. Well, here we can possibly find out what the Gek Charm and Gek Nip, I think, are two. I think these are the two for the Gek, and then the Fascination Bead and possibly the Korvac's Casing. And I don't remember where the Gek Relic comes in. That may be just something you can trade for value, but I think the Gek Nip and the Gek Charm are two things that the Gek like, that are basically synonymous with the Gragra and the Viking dagger. But I don't remember how the Gek Relic comes in. So the Fascination Bead and Korvac's Casing, I think, are what the Korvacs like. But anyway, we'll play with that some more. Okay, so I guess that means I really do need to find a bit of plutonium. As I collect more and more of this, I know there's some more over yonder. I mean, plutonium, you're never short of plutonium. There's just plutonium everywhere. So figuring out where it is. This is most likely iridium over here, and I see some more plutonium. I don't know if I can shoot it. Yes, I can. Yes, iridium, which I don't need. I have collected all the various elements and have stored quite a bit of all of them. But plutonium is really, I just want a stack of plutonium for the ship. That way I have all the elements I need for the ship with no issues. Alright. Let's see. Both of those are on a different planet. Alright, so I don't remember exactly why I sat down here. Look, let me go back to my exosuit here. Could have used that shielding plate, I guess. So carbon, plutonium. So a lot of what's right here in my inventory is kind of useless. Don't really need to keep any of it other than, so Pugnium is from the drones. So you collect that every time. You can sell it or do whatever. Mordite, as it says, released from the cadavers of some species. So that's when I'm killing the predators, you end up getting a certain portion of Mordite, possibly a certain portion of carbon as well. So no biggie, I still have space in the inventory, so don't mind shielding plate. Yeah, so the shielding plate does work. Alright. So we can either choose to roam here. Discovered, that's discovered, that's discovered, that's discovered. Likely that one is not. Strange. Discovered, that's discovered, that's discovered. Alright, so we can either roam on foot, certainly a possibility, or jump into the craft here. Launch. And in this case, turn a random direction. I tend to go north simply because, and then off we go. So what I'll do is kind of look for another plains-ish type area, which might be right here, and then set back down and do some more critter evaluations. Maybe we can find some critters here we have not seen before. Hopefully I don't land on them. And so I know this isn't very far away, but so there was a restore point, and strangely, I got hardly anybody here. Oh, there we go. Now they're here. So really, I'm looking for predators. Plutonium over here, so I might as well harvest that. Be careful where everybody's running here. Of course, he's going to run right in front. So there's those guys. There's that bag. If there's two of these guys, then there we go. Right over here. So figure we'll escalate this. So we'll start scanning and blah blah blah. We'll do the same thing again. Of course, we'll wait this time for the elite sentinel to actually get on the ground. So this one should escalate us up to level 2. Over now, he's going to investigate everything. Now we're at level 2. So I'm going to shoot that one. Really, I just want to leave the one. So he goes all the way around. my coffee. Alright, so circles all the way around, he's transmitting, which should escalate us to level 3, and then I can pause until, there we go, we are now at level 3. So combat unit deployed, and once I get the other arrows on the screen, so theoretically, now this is the way the game used to work, is if you escalated to a tier 4, you would be pursued indefinitely, so they would never stand down. So in this case I just killed the last one, so it's going to deactivate, which is fine because it didn't deploy the one I wanted anyway, so that was kind of unfortunate. Okay, so what I can do is seek out predators. So there, it did deploy, but it froze. So this is what they look like, which is kind of neat. But for some reason, it's broke. Not sure why it's broke, but it's broke. So what I can do is look around and see if I can spot any more of the predators, because there really are so few. They're a little bit more challenging to find. So there's really kind of only one, apparently, one predator in any given area. So finding it, pretty easy to recognize. It's like a giant iguana kind of a thing. It looks similar to the little cat guys, which are here in the middle. I like their colors. But alright, well, I'm not seeing a second one, so I might not have any option but to continue on with the flight. Here's the predator guys. They look like, which is kind of a somewhat cat face too, which is kind of I like kind of all animals really. Alright, so back on course, and we will fly over the ridge here to the next area, and rotation. And as the creatures warp in. So I guess we should do the rotation. Sure, we do not have any red anywhere. So we're looking for the last one, which could either be, well, could be anything actually. No idea what I'm looking for. Ultimately am on the search for that 14th creature, whatever it happens to be. But also more specifically on the hunt for the predators. Because I gotta find 12 of them. Kill you. Might be able to use this opportunity. Escalate again if the quadruped ones don't break. He's already at thing, so the transmitting should escalate shortly. There it is. So reinforcements. Shoot one of them shooting down here, whichever one is lesser. Same. Should escalate. Almost there. Transmitting. Go to 3 shortly. And there will be there we go. Escalation. Sentinel combat unit deployed. Don't know exactly where it is. The 1, 2. Oh, same thing, I think. It did not deploy. Or if it did deploy, it's broke. It's force deactivated, so somewhere it likely deployed. Yep, there it is. And once again, it's broke. So, not sure if I have a mod conflict. It's entirely possible. Which is going to kind of suck because these are the guys I need to satisfy the mission. So if these guys are not deploying, or rather they're deploying when they're frozen, which is not deploying, then that's going to be a problem. I've seen these. there is a we've got a indicator over here. There we go. Platinum, or sorry, not platinum. Plutonium. There it is. All right, so over. Trisimite. So we'll go ahead and take that just because it's a rare element, so my OCD will not let me. Oh, there. Look, looky what we have there. So kind of a productive. There's another one. Didn't advance the counter. At least I don't think it advanced my counter. So there was that one. Go over here and investigate. Because I want to make sure. I'll feel bad if I kill the wrong creature. Nope. Definitely the right kind of creature here. Volatile carnivore. Definitely the right creature. Alright, well, over the hill. Might as well, make some discoveries while I'm roaming around here. Yep, okay, it did give me credit for it. Here's 9. There's the 7. Make it 8. So a few more predators in this area than in some of the others. Be good or bad? Orbit. F is the scan in this case. I'm using keyboard rather than a controller, game controller. Normally I like playing this game with the game controller because it's everything is kind of embedded in it, which was really nice. There's a beacon, which may or may not be very helpful. Plutonium. Go because I want it for the ship. should escalate to level 2 Up. Yes, to be the ladder. Sentinel combat unit deployed. I only see 2 arrows. This guy coming up, so somewhere. Possibly hiding. Is a sentinel quadruped somewhere. There he is. Yeah, so. Well, unfortunately, looks like these guys are broken. Okay, this one possibly not. This body of water possibly not deep enough to support aquatic life. They're looking for predators, but I might have already kind of de-predatored this area. The only ones I see are my favorite little cat guys. Oh, nope, there is one right there. Verify this might be. Oh darn. I hit another one too, which I didn't want to do, but darn. Okay. Alright, so that was 10 of 12 predators found. Anything that I've scanned and here. Beacons are strange things. Is that another one? Another one. Big cities. Fortunately, the downside to the elites being broken is there's really no way for me to complete that mission. It's unfortunate. Alright, so no telling what the beacon normally will give me an advanced life form of some kind, which is actually a good thing. So I see a couple bodies of water that may be productive shelter. So there's an advanced life form there. But if I interpret everything correctly, this direction over here was so I guess okay, I've completed that one. Let's go back into our missions. Log. There we go. So that one is done. Return. So this one I think is outside of the boundaries and justifies the need to deploy. So the parcel and passing, I think both are outside of the solar system, so that's going to be a little bit later. Alright, so in this case, I have a mission marker, which is way over yonder, Raven Depot. That's 10 minutes away by foot. So these are the green containers I was mentioning before. So that's where you find things like Viking daggers, gra. They're kind of curiosity items if you get into the game guts, and all of those kinds of things you can trade to their respective species, which is to say the main species that you deal with, the Gek, the Korvax, or the Viking, which will ultimately raise your standing with them. So those items are well worth collecting. If you're not really worried about your standing with them, then it can also, they're good for trade items. Alright, so the shelter is 21 minutes away. On foot. So I'm 2 minutes away from my ship. So over here appears to be some, looks like ethereal. What is on this planet? Emerald. Yeah. Definitely a lot of stuff around here. So, I could scan that. Let's go back to our discoveries. And we're still looking for the 14th creature. Storm around. Didn't really want to take out vegetation, but so really, when you're roaming around, there's well, that didn't react to it in time, so my bust there. Alright, so this one may or may not be deep enough to have spawned life, but let's have a look nonetheless. I'm clear. Cat guys are here as well. Scaring everybody. green. Alright, so continue on. Suppose this way. I suppose I could just walk this way. I mean, it's not like entirely counterproductive to go off in a somewhat random direction. Excuse me. Every once in a while, do a scan, see if I manage to pick up a red anywhere. I figure as long as you do that about every minute, you're not going to really miss anything. I've had them do that kind of warp in right in front of you thing a bunch of times. You know, you're searching everywhere and you're walking along, and then you do a scan, and suddenly something that you need is right there in front of you that you didn't see before because it's just got there. So there's all the little interesting, little quirky things that go along with. I mean, considering that the planets and everything on them are procedurally generated, which is kind of unique in the game environment, gaming environment. It's kind of cool. So that little guy is going to chase me there for a little while, and I suppose I could just kill it. Don't know how long it's going to pursue. There we go. Broke off pursuit. Stop, scan. So there really are bird creatures in the air. Unfortunately, they're all green already, so... Right, on we go. So, is there perhaps something underground? I see something roaming over there very quickly, which may... A lot of times the spider guys that are underground in caves are very rapidly moving, so sometimes just seeing something that's rapidly moving can be important. Raid the depot. Alright, off we go. Sorry. Don't like to scare you, but... Alright, well, let's get a swell. Here. Line back on it. Raid the depot. Alright. Once again, do the scan, see if we find anything red. Scan behind us because we are moving in a singular direction. So everything behind us has already been scanned. predator in that case has already killed something there, which was right next to it. Drone. There's the drone. There's that. That one. Inventory full. Hey, let's fix that. Plutonium, which I can transfer to the ship. Ship. Plutonium. To the ship. And transfer what little iron we have and fill up our there. Do we have any more that we need? Platinum. Do I have platinum? Nope. Don't have platinum, but I can get more platinum. Nickel, iridium. So zinc. I don't need these for anything. It's just, kind of have them for the sake of having. Oops. While I was in there, I could have.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
All right. So we're traveling in this direction, so we'll continue. Yes, sending out Chrysonite, which may or may not actually be Chrysonite. Oh, it is. I see a great big Chrysonite. Because I can. More Chrysonite. Actually, I bet these are not going to be Chrysonite. I bet these are going to be... that might be Chrysonite on the other side, and then the debris from the other... from the drones shows up as Chrysonite. So I did need just a little bit of platinum. So I'm going to go ahead and take these while they're conveniently right here. We'll put these, so there was the platinum, which we'll throw here. Okay, that fills that out. Frost crystal. pretty much everything we could possibly need already in my inventory, including a few things I don't. And we continue on. Another scan. I don't remember what these things are. Given that I am in a nuclear environment, these are probably gamma root. Gamma weed, yes. And right there. Root. So there's gamma root and gamma root. A whole lot of thamium. Zinc. More gamma root. Not that I need it for anything, but hey, what the heck. Hello, kitty. Hi. Excuse me. Is let me go ahead and do the scan. Bunch of stuff over there. Got nothing. Whole world is green. Excuse me. Hi. Those fall off the other side. So, looks like that is kind of, as in the depot is now kind of visible, not entirely close, but, alright, scan again. Body of water down here, which actually is a pretty large body of water, so we might discover something else there. Down here. So, looks like that is right there. So what I want to do is get closer to this body of water here, because it is a pretty good sized body of water, which is what I'm really looking for. There aren't a whole lot of them around. Get that, I'm not going to be able to target that one effectively without showing a whole lot of other things. So there is a blip there. Yep, right there. So there may be something. So we've got some birds, but not rather avian type life, but not already discovered. So. Scan once again to see. Yep, there is life down there, whether it is new life or already discovered, left to be seen, but it's out in the middle of the lake there, so worth investigating. Okay. Once again, hey, looky there. There was 14 of 14, so that was cool. So that was a water-based creature. Alright, so P to get me into this. That was a rare. So let's go ahead and upload that, and because I have 14 of 14, we're going to upload that as well. So that's all done. And because I'm a little bit paranoid, I'm going to go ahead and save. So, got 6 of 10 completed there, which is a good thing. Z control and F to delete that, so I'm not leaving stuff laying around. Alright, so discovered that and saved the game, which is good. So I am, other than accomplishing missions on this planet, I am done here. So I could actually venture away from here if I wanted to do so, short of the missions. Got to do the missions, yes. So it's always nice when I can, finish discovering. Oh, there's something else there that might be able to discover. So Raid the Depot is so about a minute away. Oh, they may actually be one of the same. 40, 140, yeah, they might actually be one of the same. Just in case, there is another predator there who has killed something. I don't like killing these because this is like a cat-based version of that. Continue on. We're about a minute away. These are the giant cat creatures over here. Those are kind of cool looking, other than they're just so huge. Like playing with a tiger. Yes, indeed. this is the same. Alright, so wandering across, I guess we will just use our jetpack here in a way that was not really intended to be used. So, theoretically, if everything were working, then we would be able to not only get the grading depot thing here, so what I want to do is collect plutonium without just destroying everything here. Is that all of it? I think that's yeah.
Warning. Sentinel drones activated.
So that one will be coming up over this. Didn't see that coming, huh? What else? We got health, plutonium, chrysonite, which actually isn't there. Oh, that. So this might be right here. Yeah, that's actually right there. So that's right. So not. These gamma weed are a bit hard to see. Alright, and back up to the top here. Alright, so yeah, these things were indeed one and the same. So let's go over here and save just because. There's a couple extra units here. Because discovering units is not the one I want. I want that one. This one, which is there. Okay, so being that as we are here and I'm a bit over my my normal allotted time that I like to do, let's go ahead and sign off here. So yeah, we'll sign off. Okay, this is Kenty Tiger. We'll see you later, and take care.